Picture this, you're sitting at your desk staring down, like a massive 20-page syllabus. The deadline is tomorrow. And suddenly you feel this overwhelming, urgent need to reorganize your sock drawer. Or maybe deep clean the entire kitchen.
Yeah, it's classic.
Right. Your brain essentially just pulled an emotional fire alarm. So today, welcome to our deep dive. We are figuring out why we actually procrastinate and, how to use our own biology to finally stop it.
And we usually beat ourselves up when that happens, right?
Yeah.
Like we assume procrastination means we're lazy or just terrible at managing our time. But the research points to something entirely different. Procrastination is actually emotional avoidance.
So wait, it's not a scheduling problem, it's a feelings problem.
Totally. When you face a task that triggers negative emotions like fear of failure, overwhelming anxiety, or even just intense boredom, your brain panics.
Wow.
Yeah, it views that syllabus as a literal threat, so it actively seeks out immediate short-term comfort to soothe that panic. And this is heavily amplified for students by perfectionism.
Oh, like if you feel like your first draft won't be brilliant, paralysis sets in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The project just feels like an unbeatable mountain.
But wait, if the brain is panicking and just wants comfort, why do we choose to watch like a 3-hour video essay on obscure movies? I mean, if we want to avoid the stress, why not just go to sleep and shut off completely?
Well, think about what happens when you try to sleep. You're lying in the dark, and all those uncomfortable thoughts just rush in.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So sleep requires you to sit with the anxiety before you drift off. Distraction, like that video essay, floods your brain with instant, cheap gratification. It actively blocks the negative emotion in real time.
Wow, so distraction is literally an emotional anesthetic.
Exactly. But it's one that causes massive stress down the line when the deadline actually hits. Because procrastination is an emotional block. You can't solve it by just sitting at your desk and trying harder.
So how do we wake the brain up without triggering that panic again? Like, if sitting there doesn't work, what does?
You have to change your physical state to fix your emotional state. And this is where movement comes in. The physical act of running, for example, it forces a biological reset through something called kinetic mindfulness.
Oh, like rebooting a frozen computer.
Yes.
Because when a screen freezes, angrily clicking the mouse over and over, hoping it'll magically work is, well, it's basically just staring at a blank document. Going for a run is hitting the actual reset button.
That is a perfect way to look at it.
Yeah.
When you step away and start moving, your body physically metabolizes the stress.
Okay.
The rhythm of your feet hitting the pavement actively lowers cortisol, which is your primary stress hormone. At the same time, it floods your system with natural mood regulators like dopamine and serotonin.
Oh, wow.
Right? So this specific chemical cocktail essentially overrides the emotional paralysis of perfectionism.
Because you're proving to yourself that you can do something hard.
Yes, exactly. You don't need a perfect run. Just completing a 20-minute loop around campus proves to your subconscious that you can endure discomfort and come out successful on the other side. You give your brain a concrete physical win.
Okay, but hold on. What if I absolutely hate running? I mean, does the specific sport matter, or is it just the movement and the time chunking that does the trick?
It really doesn't have to be a marathon, or even running specifically. The key is that kinetic mindfulness, getting out of your head and into your body. First, you reframe your thoughts from, I will fail to try, I have the skills for this. Then you try what's called the run study sandwich.
Wait, a run study sandwich? What is that?
So it's a 15-minute jog or even a brisk walk just to clear the mental fog.
Yeah.
You practice active mindfulness by focusing solely on your stride or your breathing.
Okay, so being really present.
Exactly. Then you immediately sit down and tackle just a 30-minute chunk of your task.
That's brilliant. You get the biological reset and a bite-sized goal that doesn't trigger the emotional fire alarm.
Right. And if you want to take it a step further, joining campus run clubs or group sports is a huge help. It pulls you out of the digital fatigue and social isolation of staring at screens all day.
Which we all do way too much of.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, it naturally helps reframe food. So instead of using late-night junk to soothe anxiety, you start seeing food as actual fuel for your body to move.
So you're arming yourself with both the physical and psychological tools to break the cycle. Conquering procrastination isn't an overnight switch. I mean, it's a process.
It really is. Change your body, change your mind.
So the next time you feel that wave of overwhelm, don't just stare at the screen. Step away, lace up your sneakers, and build the emotional momentum you need to actually tackle the work.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
It really leaves you wondering, though. If simply moving our bodies shifts our emotional state enough to conquer massive academic mountains, well, how many of our supposed intellectual struggles in life are actually just unmanaged physical stagnation? The next time that emotional fire alarm rings, leave the socks alone, take it outside, and hit reboot.